I am inside our completely built, completely planted caterpillar tunnel greenhouse, which is new and amazing, and I'm super happy. But in this video, we're gonna do this all over again. We have a second caterpillar tunnel greenhouse that we're gonna be putting up, and we're gonna show you all the steps involved in getting it to this. We love these caterpillar tunnel style greenhouses. They are not only the cheapest way to get a greenhouse up, but they're also very, very functional. We use them here on the farm to get a kickstart for the beginning of our season. Having this covered area gets us crops, a month earlier. And then in the summer, crops like these tomatoes and these peppers that love the heat, they thrive being in here. And yet again, going into the fall, when the frost comes and would kill off crops, we can be planting in here again. We have a really beautiful window greenhouse that people always love. They want to know all the details about. But it gets so hot in the summer. There's no way, even with all the windows and all the doors open, that greenhouse can ever cool down. But the caterpillar greenhouse tunnels, all you do is you push up the sides and now it's completely vented. It's so easy to grow in those hot conditions when even tomatoes and peppers would be dying. This is our favorite feature, I'd say. But we can't hang out enjoying this greenhouse all day because we have work to do. Let's get to building that tunnel.
The first step to putting in the greenhouse is to hammer in all the supports for the posts on all the hoops. So for us, that's rebar every 5 feet along the outsides, and we almost got that done already. One of the nice things about caterpillar tunnels is how easy they are to put up and move around. That's all there is really, is you hammer in the rebar and you put the hoops over top and put the plastic on that, and that's basically a caterpillar tunnel. So the benefit is that you can move it around your property really easily. This is the first place we're putting them. This won't be the last place that this caterpillar tunnel ends up.
We do this step with 2 people because it makes it a lot easier. I level the post while Ian pounds it in, and then I angle it a little bit towards the inside. So when we go to put the hoops on, it already has a little bit of a bend that matches the bends of the hoop. If they're up straight, we kind of would have to bend it in the ground, and we don't want to bend our rebar. We want to keep this straight for when we pull it out and move it in the future. The next step is we are going to take the base plates and our carabiner clips. We put the clips on first to make our life easier. And then, like that, right? And then we are going to slip these plates over top of the posts so that after we put the poles on, this is where the rope will attach. And this, you have to remember to do this. Because if you forget to do this, then you basically have to take the whole greenhouse apart and go back to the beginning to put this on, because the rope is a super important part of the structure. So you need this in place. And obviously we're stressing this because in the past we've put caterpillar tunnels together and forgotten to do this step.
Now it's time to go get all the hoops and put them in place. I assembled the hoops last night. If you bought this particular caterpillar tunnel in Ontario where they're manufactured, you get it as one piece, but they had to cut them in half in order to ship them by train. So there's a little joiner piece that we had to install. that's all done. Time to put the hoops in place. All right, all the hoops are now in place, and next we gotta run the 2 ridge poles that we're gonna have. So I'm gonna mark where those are gonna go, and then we're gonna start installing those.
I'd like to thank our sponsor, Growing for Market magazine. Growing for Market magazine has been the trusted source for organic farmers for over 31 years. It doesn't matter if you're a commercial grower or you just want to grow like one. With thousands of archived articles that are easily searchable with a full access subscription, you'll find the info that you need. All articles are written by farmers for farmers, and it doesn't matter if you love growing veggies or flowers, if you're selling at the farmer's market or doing a CSA, bootstrapping tools, or using professional greenhouses, there will be an article for you. Subscriptions start as low as $30 per year. Check out the link below in the description to get 25% off any new subscription at growingformarket.com.
I have the 2 runs of pipe all put up there, and I also have the 2 different runs of wiggle wire channel set up on both of the ends now. So I'm calling that a day right there. That's as much as we're gonna get done today. Tomorrow we're gonna throw the plastic on there, so we'll check back in with you then.
Some quick tips for putting on the greenhouse plastic. Choose a windless day, it'll make your life a million times easier. If possible, having 3 people makes the job go a lot faster, but you need at least 2. And be careful when handling the plastic that it doesn't rip or snag. We've added wiggle wire and channel lock to our basic caterpillar tunnels so that we can hold the plastic tight on the ends. The tighter the plastic, the better the structural integrity of the final tunnel, but caterpillar tunnels are really forgiving because at the end they're tightened down again with ropes. When attaching the plastic, the technique we use is someone stretches the plastic tight while the other person lays the wiggle wire into the channel lock, sandwiching the plastic in place. It's important to be careful to not tear the plastic here, or else the wind will come along and rip the plastic off the tunnel at the weak point. But if you make any sort of tears or holes, you can always patch it with greenhouse tape, so it's not the end of the world. The final step is to crisscross rope across the joints of the greenhouse, hooking into the carabiners attached to the plates that we showed at the beginning. This tensions the plastic into place, giving the structure the look of a caterpillar's body. The tightness of these ropes also makes it possible to pull up the sides. We love the caterpillar tunnels here on our farm. You know, I hope we showed in this video that they really are very simple to put up. We have no expertise. The first time we went to put these up without any sort of experience, we're able to make it work, make it happen. This is the type of thing that anyone would be able to use. It doesn't matter if you are a professional grower or a home grower. We love these tunnels because they're so versatile. The one we put up here, we're gonna be growing our heat-loving summer crops in it. you know, we're getting our tomatoes, our eggplants, our peppers, those things that just need a little bit more heat than our Canadian Zone 5 can really give us. By growing them in the tunnel, we can double our yields on them. You know, even just in that crop, you know, a single growing season can make it so the tunnel actually pays for itself. And that's not the only way you can use it. A tunnel like this, you could use it for season extension. You could be growing in there at a time of year when it's normally too cold to be growing. You can also use it to be a shade cloth cover. You know, we have plans to use these tunnels in the future as a place to grow lettuce in the summer by putting shade cloth over top of it. So, you know, they can be a warmer space, they can be a cooler space, they can be a space that's being used in the early spring, the late fall, you know, and lots of people even use them for winter growing. It seems like a little bit of an investment sometimes to buy structures like this. Here on the farm, it's really easy to do it because, you know, like I said, one season and these things pay for themselves. It's easy math to understand why a caterpillar tunnel specifically is a really good choice. And even if you're a home gardener, you know, I'm sure in the matter of a couple years of, you know, hobby growing, you could even have value out of it to justify the expense. So we highly recommend getting some. We currently have 4 here on the farm, and it's easy for me to imagine that into the future we could have up to 6, maybe even 8 of them. They're just so versatile.